Hey guys, MYLO from MYLO Obstacle Fitness, and with this pandemic going on, a lot of people are finding shortages of weights. So I know for my gym especially, a lot of people are asking to rent the equipment. So what I'm going to show you is how to actually build your own sandbag that you could use. You can use it as a kettlebell. You could use it like as a dumbbell, sort of. You can use it, put it against your, put it over your shoulders. There's just a bunch of ways you could use it. You can put it in a backpack, use it as a ruck. So I'm going to show you the stuff that I bought at Home Depot. Just bought it today at Home Depot, and show you the supplies that you need, and I'm going to build this for you. So one of them is a play sand. So I have 50 pounds here. You could have, of course, any weight that you want. They come in 50-pound packages, so you can make only 20 pounds or 30 pounds, whatever you want. It's up to you. I'm going to make a 50-pound sandbag, so that's pretty much what I use a lot. I also have some poly rope. So this poly rope is also at Home Depot. And I took a picture of it, so I'll actually post the exact specifications of the rope on Facebook, Instagram, all that social media stuff. This is what we're going to use to make handles. Also got some Gorilla Tape. So Gorilla Tape is really nice. That's pretty much going to secure everything for us. And what's even cool about the Gorilla Tape is that you could put your own markings outside of the sandbag and customize it however you want it. I also have contractor's bag. So this is a 3mm thick contractor bag. And we're going to use that to cover it. Just put a little bit more extra protection. Also waterproof the sand somewhat and all that other good stuff. I also have a lighter, so I'm going to be using this when I cut the rope. Also have scissors for the contracting bag. And then I have a serrated knife. Serrated knife cuts a little bit better on the rope, but if you have a really sharp knife, it don't really matter. Whatever knife you need to use to even cut it, it works. You can even use scissors if you have some really good scissors. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our sandbag here, and we're going to put it inside the contractor bag. So you don't have to buy the contractor's bag at Home Depot necessarily. When I bought this, I had to actually buy a pack of, I think it was 35 or something like that, which is fine because I'm going to be making quite a bit of these sandbags. If you guys want to make them for you, that's fine. Of course, it'll come at a cost, but I'll put the cost and all that later. So basically what I'm going to do is put the sandbag inside this contractor's bag. Now I've seen people use other things besides a contractor's bag. So I've seen people use regular sandbags. You could do that too, but I would still recommend putting a contractor's bag around it because it creates that really good seal. I've also seen somebody use a waterproof bag, which those are really awesome. Prevents it from busting, all that other good stuff. So basically what I did is I took it, I have it on the corner here, and then all I'm going to do is just cut off all this excess plastic bag here. So take my handy dandy scissors, and I'm gonna go like probably about a foot past the sandbag, just so then that way I'll have a little bit of room to play with if need be. I feel like Martha Stewart doing this. All right, so now I got that cut. Just gonna kind of fold it in, and then I'm gonna fold it in again this way. So now I'm making a little cutout here, and all I'm going to do is what's called tacking it. So now I'm just going to tack this in place with some tape. Such a beautiful day today. So thankful. All right. So I'm tacking in place with the tape so that way it kind of holds the bag being folded. You just need a couple of pieces. You don't have to go crazy on it. All it is just holding it in place. So there's no structural holding involved with it. So you don't have to go crazy with it yet. Just make it nice and neat. All right. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rope here, and I want to create, it's going to go along the sides. It's going to create a little handle like so. And you want this on both sides. You don't want the handle too long, because if you make it too long, it'll start getting away with your feet, like say if you're doing farmer's carry or something like that. So you don't want that. You want it just big enough. I would think about a palm's or a fist size. What was that? Probably about 4 or 5 inches. I guess everyone's fist size differs. So you want about 4 to 5 inches. So kind of creating my little template here. Try to get it as even as possible. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tack this on the sides. Of the sandbag. Doing a lot of tacking here. You may say it's a bit tacky. All right, so tacking it in. For those of you who are wondering about that joke, yes, I am a dad, and of course that's mandatory for us to tell jokes like that. All right, a little bit above the handle there. Tack it into play. I want to try to get them as even as possible. What you could also do is kind of get a rough layout of it, then measure it, and then you could half and half and make it as perfect for all those people who are really into making this as beautiful as they want to. Now if you see right here, there's a cutoff end, so that's where I'm going to cut it just a little bit above it here. So this is where I'm going to be cutting it, but before I cut it, I'm actually going to put a round of tape around it, and there's a reason why. So in case you don't get poly tape or poly rope, you get some regular hemp rope or whatever rope you choose. Maybe you have lying around the house. Whenever you're cutting rope, you always want to put tape around it. And what that does is that prevents the rope from fraying when you actually split it. So you want to make sure that you cut this in half. It prevents it from fraying, splitting apart all over you. So if you don't tape it, you're just going to end up with a big mess. So now I'm just going to cut it. And this is literally just a steak knife that I got from my little knife collection. So I'm going to tack this into place. So it'll look like that on the side. So you have it kind of overlapping there. Let's add a couple more tacks just to be sure. There's another addition that you can do to the handles, and I've seen some people do this before. And what they do is they add PVC pipe. So if you're going to actually use PVC pipe, obviously before you tack down the rope, you want to slide the PVC pipe into place. So you don't want to get this PVC pipe too large because then it's going to be harder to grip. But if you're working on grip strength training, maybe you want that 2 to 3 inches. It becomes really hard to grip, and you could use that as part of your grip strength training. The other thing is that I recommend is that you don't want to cut it exactly like this. You actually want to cut it a little bit further apart. So you want it like here and here, about an inch to 2 inches on each side. That way it's easy to grab. That's for people that have like soft hands. This poly rope is really good on your hands. If you use like any other rope, it starts to dig in at your hands after a while. So a lot of people don't like that. This poly rope prevents that. If you want to go one step further, you could use a PVC pipe. And those are super cheap at Home Depot. They're like $2 for a 10-foot stick. The only thing you would need is like a hacksaw to be able to hack that in half. But they also have special PVC cutters. They're like $5 that you get. Cuts it really super simple and easy. All right, so now comes the tedious part. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this whole thing up in duct tape. So this is just going to help kind of form it. And this is literally all I'm going to do is just wrap the whole thing like so. This adds a little bit more protection. If you notice, I'm not really standing on top of it. If I do that, what tends to happen is that the sand tends to settle on one, and then you have kind of like a lopsided sandbag. But hey, if you want that, by all means, do what you gotta do. That's gonna be your project, your sandbag. I don't care either way. It's not like I'm gonna grade you guys afterwards. And I'm overlapping the tape. So I'm not like having it to where it's like edge to edge. I'm overlapping by maybe a quarter of an inch to a half inch. I'm not being super scientific with this at all. All I need is a weight to be able to work out with, train with. That way I can take this everywhere. I have a sandbag that I use that actually people who've done my top light, which is 6-hour endurance challenge at night. I have the guys make 2 50-pound sandbags and the girls make 2 30-pound sandbags. And there are a couple of reasons why I have them make it. One, we do farmers carry with it during our endurance event. But two, they get to keep that. So they made it themselves. They get to keep it. They get to work out with it. And I've actually already had several hopliters leave me a message saying, man, they're really glad they made their own sandbags because that has come in handy now. I use my own sandbags all the time. All right, so this is almost done here. Okay, so now I can kind of stand it up because it's already kind of formed. I want to make sure this rope's nice. Okay, so now insert the tape right there. So I have a little space on top, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it this way now. So going both ways. This helps prevent it from tearing and ripping as well. So then that way you have a little bit extra stuff to work with, and makes your bags last longer. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is that you have to get this duct tape through the loops. Now some people actually don't go all the way around, and that's fine. It just makes it a little bit thicker. So during my hoplite event, our participants, they actually they're tossing it, they're dragging it. I mean, they're tearing this bag up. And I've had people that just kind of went over the top, just put simple slices like that, and they just left it at that. It's busted on them. We actually had one time person by the name of John Hart. Sorry for calling you out, buddy. He was actually in first or second place, and we give out a trophy to the people that win the event. And man, he was killing it, just straight killing it. And then his bag busted, and so he had to hurry up and repair it. Luckily, he brought some extra duct tape with him for the event, but it took him out of the run for being first. Amazing athlete he is, though. Give it up for my friend John. So a couple more rolls here, and as you can see, this hasn't taken me that long to actually make it. I mean, it's only been about probably 6 minutes or so. It hasn't been that long, I don't think. I like doing one more kind of path this way as well. This is just overkill. some people do this swipe first. I don't really do it first, only because it's really hard to form your sandbag that way. But hey, experiment, you know, do what you need to do. Maybe you'll come up with a better way. It's a lot better than mine. And I'll tell you right now, like, I've kind of gotten this idea. A quick shout out to my buddy Joe Decker. Joe Decker, that's when I first learned how to make sandbags, was doing his event called The Suck. And if you guys want an event that's extremely awesome, I highly recommend doing The Suck. It's one of those events when you're going through it, you kind of question yourself and wondering why the hell you're doing this, and start saying what an idiot you are. But then at the end of the event, you're like, man, I want to do it again. He also has an ultimate suck challenge. He does out at his farm, and that's 36 hours. So he has a regular suck that's 12 hours. I think he even has like a 6-hour gut check challenge, is what he calls it. Highly recommend checking him out. All right. Nice and smooth. So, really quick way to do some sandbags. It's good enough to actually be able to do kettlebell swings with, all that other good stuff. You could also put it on your back, do squats, all that other good stuff. That's why there's 2 handles on there. So that way you'll be able to take it with you anywhere you go. You don't have to make 50 pounds. You can make 30 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever you want. Make a whole set of them, you know. I like making pairs of 2s because I like doing farmer's carry with them. But that's about it. Go check out MYLOfitness.com. I'm going to post another video showing you how to make your own sled out of some scrap wood as well as some tires. We use these sleds all the time here, and you get tires for free. You go to a tire store or whatever. So really hope this helps you out. Really hope that you're able to get a good workout in. If you like this kind of stuff, we hold events here all the time. So once the pandemic's all gone, we're an outdoor obstacle course gym. We use sandbags, rocks, toss logs. We also have bumper plates, kettlebells, medicine balls, basically everything else that you would use. So yeah, come check it out, and hopefully this helps. Bye.